welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. This is so fun. We are here to do another one of our Hall Star rankings where we are talking with one of our favorite Hallmark actors and actresses, and we are going to be ranking their movies. And today we have Erin Cahill is here to help us rank her movies and give some details about what they were all like to make. And Erin, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Yay, so happy to be here.
Yes. And I am from Rachel Wagner, and Caroline is here to do this with me.
Hey, y'all.
Yes. So Erin, this is so exciting to get a chance to do. Thank you so much for doing this. And we were saying off air that really, I don't think there's a bad one in the mix here. So I think that you have a pretty strong run there of Hallmark movies.
Oh, ladies, thank you. Thank you. I've been lucky to get great ones, and I'm hoping that continues. And I hope you feel the same way about our Christmas one this year.
Yay.
Oh, can't wait.
We're really excited for that. And of course, if y'all didn't know, Erin and I actually met. She's one of the only Hall Star that I've actually met, because she was filming a movie in Utah, one we'll talk about, but I promise that meeting has not impacted my ranking of that movie. I've given it a bump.
Yeah, this is a big shout out to Jax.
Yes.
Of the Bundle Game, and Jack Collier. We love you, Jackie. And that's how Rachel and I met. She was like, I have this idea, and I think it would be a great surprise. And I was like, I'm in. Let's do it.
It was really fun. Yeah, I thought we were just meeting the girls for dinner, and in walks Erin to the restaurant. It was really fun. Fun surprise.
Really fun. Yeah. I was so nervous. I was about to about ruining the surprise and it going off. Yeah. I was like, yeah.
You need your own mystery series now after that.
Yeah. Right? Oh. I would love it.
So we decided to include 5 of your movies with Hallmark for our ranking. And so we didn't include the Mystery 101 because it was more of a supporting role, and some of the others that were more supporting roles. And we, of course, couldn't include the Lifetime movies that you've done, but we really wanted to give a shout out to those as well. Especially Caroline, you're one of your favorites, right?
Oh, yes. So good. I have it on Amazon Prime. Watch it all the time.
Random Acts of Christmas, aka the Lifetime Batman movie. What we like to call it. That one's really good. I really like it.
Thank you. I love that one too. Kevin McGarry.
Yeah. He was the king of Christmas that year. He was in 5 Christmas movies in 2019. So
wow.
It was intense. Yes. And then I always say I love the Snow Room movie is what I call it. I think it's called Hometown Christmas or something like that. And it's not even that big of a part or a big thing, but I just loved it. Your fiance in that movie makes a snow room for you because you're feeling homesick, and it's all with just paper clippings. And so I thought that was the best idea for a Christmas movie. They should have a whole movie, Snow Room movie.
Oh, that's actually a really sweet idea.
Yeah, I think.
Christmas
anyway, yeah. But Erin, tell us a little bit about kind of what is your favorite part about making these Hallmark cozy movies.
I have to say, I feel so lucky that Hallmark that it felt in my life the way it did. I don't know if you know, it's been in my job for 20 years. Thank you, universe, angels, all the deities. And about 5 years ago, maybe going on 6, I auditioned for a thriller actually, and I didn't get it, but the casting director was like, I think this girl would be good for rom-coms. So the week I was getting married, they offered me Sleigh Bells Ring.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and I was, and which was also such a relief because we paid for our own wedding. So we both were like, oh, this is really going to help. And it just felt like this beautiful gift from the universe, because I had done a lot of like thrillers and dramas, and like my family said, I cried and died and everything. And then I fell into this, I fell into this world of happiness and rom-coms and love and family. And I just feel so grateful. I'm so thrilled. And it's like, you just never know who's, like, everybody watches Hallmark.
Mhm.
Everybody's a Hallmark fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like what we hope for.
Yeah.
I know. I love it. I'm so grateful. So
Yeah.
I love telling these kind of stories that you can watch with the whole family, that
Mhm.
that make you feel good, that hopefully make you chuckle, maybe a little tear.
Well, it'll be fun to see. I think our rankings are going to be quite different, me and
Mhm.
Caroline. But as we always say in these rankings, we really enjoy. I mean, we really enjoy all the movies. We wouldn't have you on if we were like, we hate your movies. That would be rude. We really enjoy these movies, and so why don't we get started? Let's talk about our number 5 picks. And I really did struggle. I know I say that every time, but I struggled. And you go first, Caroline. What is your
Oh,
number 5?
geez.
I'm so excited. I'm so interested to hear what you girls are gonna. I can't wait.
I love your role in this movie, but Last Vermont Christmas, that's my number 5. Just like the family stuff, I wasn't into the family stuff, but I love your role and the guy. I just love the chemistry, and the little girl was so cute. So it was just a cute
Justin
movie.
Bruning and Mila. Oh gosh, I'm spacing on her last name, but yeah, Justin Bruning. Still to this day, I just texted him the other day for his birthday.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
I
was
hope
my
it-
second ever Hallmark movie.
Mhm. Yeah. And where did you actually shoot this movie?
Upstate New York, actually, not too far
Yeah.
from Vermont.
Yeah, that's rare.
I know. We weren't in Canada. It was really close to the actual location. It was, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any particular memories of any particular scenes that were fun to shoot or anything like that?
You know, I I I did, like, I don't know why this stuck out in my memory, but we had a scene in a bakery, and then I got the idea of, like, I wanted to get the wrap gift for the crew, to get this lady to make all these cookies. So I wrote, I got like Last Vermont Christmas, thank you, or something, in these specialized like Christmas cookies, but it was like the end of summer. But I just remember like bringing out these trays of cookies, like holding them, being like, you guys were amazing, to the crew. And I don't know why that's like a special moment for me. So whenever I think of that movie, I think of those cookies, and they were really good.
Oh,
Yeah. But like Christmas movies in the middle of summer, or Christmas
is that
cookies,
something you do for every movie, or is it just worked out
I
for that
do.
one?
I do a
A
wrap
wrap
gift
gift?
through every movie. Sometimes my other
Cute.
cast, who always my crew, they work so hard, and we wouldn't do it without them. And I just always love my crew. So I've done cookies a couple times. I always do different things. Like, well, yeah. So I always do different things.
That's really cute. I love that.
Mhm.
Well, I have it higher because I really enjoyed it. Last Vermont
Oh,
Christmas. I did. I know. I we'll talk about it when I get it, but I really actually love the family dynamic of it because I have 3 sisters. And so
Yeah, I
that,
don't have any sisters,
connected
so
with me
yeah.
as far as the sisters part. My number 5 is The Secret Ingredient is my number 5. And I think this is a fine movie. I had fun with it, but the chemistry is my least favorite of the 5. So that's the reason
with
why.
Brent. Oh yeah, with Brandon
Yeah.
Penny.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I it's not like terrible, but it's my least favorite of the 5. And that's why it ends up at 5.
I'm interested to see,
But
Caroline, where you put Secret Ingredient. This is going to be so interesting.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
But it was fun to have. I mean, I'm a huge Chopped fan, so it was fun to have Manit there doing that. That
Manit.
was fun.
Oh, Manit, you guys, she's the coolest. Like Rachel, if you're a fan of her, she's everything you want her to be and more.
Oh,
She's
really?
the best. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
When we got done with that movie, we were doing ADR. She's got a couple of restaurants in Nashville. So we were doing ADR in Nashville, and the producer flew in. And so we all did ADR, and she treated us to something insane, like a 17-course meal, because she pulled from her different restaurants. And then she would pair a drink with each. We were just like, you had to roll us out. It was like the best. Oh, she's the best.
Oh, I'm jealous of that, because she's when I watch her cooking, at least it looks so delicious, because she's big on like the fusion of like Indian and Mexican, right? Yeah.
And yeah, just different kinds of Asian food too.
Yeah.
Not just Indian. Yeah, it's insane. Oh, too good.
Yeah. And I mean, the whole kind of setup of this movie with you all like kind of falling in love behind the scenes, like, I don't know, it wasn't it didn't seem all that realistic to me. Maybe I've just watched too much reality television, but it was still fun. And whenever they do these cooking competitions, it's it's always fun. But but yeah, it is my least favorite.
So we've got the Last Vermont Christmas and Secret Ingredient. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So my number 4 is Sleigh Bells Ring. It's my number 4. And this one's fun. It's, I love David Alpay. He's charming. And it's kind of fun because it has a little bit of Christmas magic that you don't see as much anymore on Hallmark, with the magic sleigh and Santa and everything like that. So yeah, if you're in the mood for like a Hallmark Christmas movie, this is really cute. It does get a little, the pacing's a little slow for me at certain times in the movie. That's why it ended up at 4, but I still thought it was overall charming. And I think nice chemistry, especially the casting, I think is good. And yeah, I love David Alpay. He's great.
Oh, he's so great.
So this was your first. What was that like to be in your first Hallmark movie? Were you pretty nervous, or?
Actually, that's funny. The Maura Dunbar was our producer, and still to this day we're friends. I love that woman so much. She kept going, because I came from drama and I played everything so natural. So like she kept going, just like, so that's where I learned to like, oh, Hallmark we're heightened in like that, like chin up, we can do this, we got this kind of like mentality, as opposed to, because I came from literally crying and dying. Like I think the last project I did was like so I was like, so every scene I was just like really like grounded and subtle, and like, I cried a few times, and she was like, no. So that was, I remember distinctly her being like, come on, perk it up, Cahill. Yeah, but I was just excited. I was like, a Christmas movie? What is this vacation I'm on? So yeah.
Was that filmed in Vancouver?
That was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In the summertime?
No, that one was in like end of, like that was in October. And which in October in Vancouver, like yeah, when we look cold in that one, we were cold. That one's like proper winter weather, which was such a luxury. If we film these things in summer. So yeah, it was really a luxury. I was like, oh, this is amazing. Yeah. I'm interested to hear, Caroline, what your number 4 is.
Yeah, what's your number 4?
That one's higher up on my list, but I have Secret Ingredient at number 4.
And so we were pretty close.
It's only because the other ones I like more. Like, it's not because I didn't like this movie. Like, I love the chemistry with you and Brendan. That was cute. And I love cooking shows, so it was fun to watch. Hallmark and cooking, those are my 2 things. So
I thought that was so smart they blended the 2, because I'll do the same thing. I'll put on, or renovation shows.
Yes,
Was Brendan Penny a goof on set? Because I've heard that he can be a goof.
like hysterical. I have more wrinkles from working with him. Like he's such a doll. He's so funny. He's wonderful. He actually just texted me out of the blue the other day, like, "Hey lady, just thinking about you." I was like, "Brendan Penny, hi." Yeah, he's great. He's
That's
so great. And he's like, he's a dad, so he'll vacillate between dad jokes and then just like straight up like stand-up comedian. He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jen Lilly told us that he was
Yeah.
that he was
Oh, she's so
very
lovely,
funny.
isn't she?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have you worked with Jen Lilly?
No,
Yeah, she's great. We love
do you
her.
know we've never actually met in person? She asked me to be part of that, like Christmas is not canceled last year. And she messaged me and she was like, "I hope it's okay." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm a fan of you. And then we just started like messaging and then we started texting and now we're like buddies, but we've never actually met. I don't even think we've had an actual phone conversation barring like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But we're like, yeah, I'll have to tell her.
You gotta love texting friends. That's the best.
That's so cute. Yeah.
It's so, yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all
It's like
really
me and
friends in Hallmark land.
Yeah.
it's like me and Mary Lou Henner. We're like texting buddies. Like this is
Are you?
Yeah, this is a true story. Yeah, we became friends through the Hallmarkies podcast awards that we did. And so I worked with her on that and because she got an award. And yeah, it's just so funny. I'm like, my life is so surreal. I'm like texting buddies with Mary Lou Henner. What is going on?
Isn't the world crazy?
So, yeah.
Like when stuff like that happens, you're like, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got.
Yes. So, all right, we're at number 3 then. Okay, so number 3 is where we became BFFs. It's Love Fallen Order for me. And I really enjoyed, I mean, this movie does get a little bit goofy with the fall, but after this last fall harvest where we got like nothing,
No fall.
I'm like, I need Love Fallen Order. I mean, none of the fall movies this year were really, maybe Roadhouse Romance was the only one that was like kind of fall-y. This when not only like embraced everything autumn, it like went like I love the fact that at the judges what do you call it, not pulpit, but the judges stand that that there's like pumpkins,
fall decorations.
Wouldn't that be hilarious if you were like going to court and it's all like decked out for Christmas or
hey,
boost
the mood.
Yeah, you're like, well, I'm getting sentenced, but hey, at least it's festive. And I just thought that was great. I love that. It was so fun. And you know, it's a fun story between you and Trevor, kind of the classic girl comes back to the country after being in the city. Because, you know, we always say on this podcast, Erin, that you can't be a good person in the city in a Hallmark movie unless you are a window designer or you're running a parade. That's the only.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Amazing.
Every once in a while, you'll have a Miracle on 34th Street kind of plot where it's like, you know, running a department store. You'll sometimes see that in the city, but it's pretty rare.
It is rare.
Oh God, I love that.
Yeah. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast.
From the best-selling author of Hallmark's Heart's Landing series comes a heartwarming story of 4 friends.
These 4 women get a second chance at life, love, and happiness when they convert an aging beach house into a first-class inn and cafe.
Leigh Duncan's brand new Sugar Sand Beach series is the perfect escape for fans of Pamela Kelly, Rachel Hanna, and Debbie Maycomer.
Beginning with The Gift at Sugar Sand Inn, this is sweet women's fiction at its finest.
Escape to Sugar Sand Beach in this complete 5-book series, now available exclusively from Amazon and Kindle Unlimited.
For more information about Leigh, visit her website at leighduncan.com.
That's leighduncan.com.
That you had good chemistry, and that's always the key. And I really enjoyed all the fall elements to it.
So. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, and of course with Jackson Shaw in it too, that always gives it a
That was so cute.
Our friends.
It was I mean, that was like glorious having them. And now I got their friendship in my life, and I'm just
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like, I mean, obviously you're in Utah, so it's gonna be super fun, but it seems like a really fun movie to be a part of.
so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caroline, I'm waiting with bated breath.
Sleigh Bells Ring is my number 3.
Ah,
I love the Santa magic. Like, I miss that so much now. So I
I know.
have to watch that movie now because you don't have that much. And I think it was because it was the early Hallmark, so it has that feel of early Hallmark. And that's why like the magic works. And I just love it. And that was like, I started watching Hallmark in 2013. And so like I was still new to the Christmas. I'm like, Christmas. So that's why it was so dear to my heart. Yeah.
Like, even if you're not like a huge Santa person in these movies, because some people, I know my friend Dory, she doesn't really like Santa stuff, but in this one, it's so subtle and just a cute little background thing that I think that even those people would like this movie.
And the little girl was so cute. I love the little girl. She's probably not little anymore.
Right.
So
yeah, it's 5 years more.
And Robin Bradley, who played his aunt, she's just great. We've kept in touch, and for me, it's like all about the people. And the director Marita was just wonderful, and like that one's a special place in my heart too.
Yeah, we need to get her on the podcast. She's done so many Hallmark movies,
and she just did it.
Oh, really? Yeah, and she did Random Acts of Christmas.
Oh, she did.
Yep.
Yeah, and Winter Castle, Christmas Scavenger Hunt, which is one of my faves.
The Kevin movies she did.
Like it's not like a good movie, but I love it.
Because Kevin McGarren.
Yeah, that was one of his, like I said, 2019 was his year of he did 5 Christmas movies that year.
Wow.
So he was the king of Christmas.
Well, if you want, I can reach out to her for you.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I would love to talk to her. I mean, because she's just done so many fun ones. She did she did Nature of Love. Yeah, really fun. So yeah, that would be great. We'd love to talk to her. But yeah, I will
make a note right now, girls.
Okay.
In my office. This is what my office notepads are for. Okay.
All right.
I'm still waking up. I'm so sorry because we were out of town. So fine. I'm just like.
Well, are we at number 2 then, right?
Yes, number 2.
Okay.
I wonder what you're gonna say.
So my number 2 is where I put Last Vermont Christmas. And I felt like I was kind of the champion of this movie, that other people didn't seem to like it as much as I did. But it was in my top 10 that year that it came out. And I guess what I liked about it is that I liked this relationship between you and your sisters in the movie, and particularly the one sister with blonde hair. That kind of reminded me of my sister, who's 10 years younger than me, and the whole idea of you kind of like holding up the family, and then you finally kind of take the big chance, kind of thing, like you've been kind of and the whole thing with the family moving. And I really thought that they injected some laughs in it with the whole thing with the inspector. That was funny to me, the housing inspector.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that was good. And I like, Justin Bruni. He is so dreamy, in my opinion. And I thought that worked really well. And I don't know, I just enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice family story. And so, yeah, it made number 2 for me.
Oh, thank you. I have to tell you, Justin Bruning, so dreamy, right? Like, Knight Rider, he's such a goober in real life in the best possible way. Like, So goofy, so fun, so like a big giant kid. Love that man.
I'm
Love
dying to
that.
see Sweet Magnolia season 2. I don't know when they're going to shoot it because they announced it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but he is so he's great.
Mhm.
Have you seen that show, Erin?
He's so good. No, I started to. I saw an episode, and then I just have been,
Yeah, it's
haven't
so
had a
good.
chance to catch up. But he's just great in everything he does. He's so good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember. I feel like there was a scene in the movie where you're in like a oh gosh, where you're in like a carriage kind of thing.
Yes.
Oh,
Anyway, so that carriage ride we sat, and it was because we did the dialogue just sitting. We had to get it like super quick, sitting in this thing in a sound stage, and it was so hot. It was so hot. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull off this scene like emotionally, because we were both like, oh, this is how we die. So it's like that scene, whenever I'm like, oh, it worked, because it's real dicey there.
That's
But yes.
funny. Yeah. Do they have you have like ice packs underneath your coat and stuff?
Oh, like anything, fans, like I think at one point I was like, can I take my pants off? Like it was, yeah. I did not take my pants off.
Oh,
oh,
that's good.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies.
All right, Caroline, what's your number 2?
Uh-oh.
love Fall in Order.
Yes. Yeah.
I love the fall, like so much fall. Like you said, this year with barely any fall. Like I've been watching all the old fall, like really fall movies, and I'm like, that one's up top of my list. And
Oh,
I love the chemistry with Trevor. That was very good. And the friend, was it the best friend that was there? Yeah, I loved
Haley.
her. Yeah, I loved her too. And your dad, Gregory
Oh.
Harrison.
Gregory Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
Just that one. Yeah, that cat. Like still, I mean, literally, Trevor and I've been texting all day, because cross your fingers, we'll see what happens in the future. But love Trevor. And then like, yeah, like maybe Robin might have just worked with Gregory. We'll see. And like the world is so small. And then Haley might appear in something I have coming out soon. We don't know. We'll see. The world is small. But I like when that happens, right? It's like it's so family. And then McLean, I asked him to direct the movie I just produced for this Christmas. He was the director of, his wife was the director of Love, Fall in Order, and he produced it. So she was unavailable. So I was like, Mac, do you want to come do it? So I always say they were tied. It was a tie between the two of them.
Yes.
And we got him. Anyway.
Well, the other thing about Love, Fall in Order was that they had announced like this full slate of fall harvest movies that year, but then they canceled 2 of them, so we only ended up getting like
3.
one that wasn't even. It was the Jessica Loudest one, which was a summer movie, not a fall movie, and then this, and so it was like the only fall thing that we got in 2019. Because they decided to bump up Christmas and start it sooner. And so we had to wait for for what was that one with the olives? I can't remember. The olive movie.
Love Under the Olive Tree.
Love Under the
Yeah. That's right.
Yes.
We had to wait for Love Under the Olive Tree, and we had to wait for the now made a Jesse Schramm Country at Heart. Yeah.
Like a year.
So so I think it was good that this is like fall movie on steroids. Like it is
Mhm.
fall.
We took
We
all of
needed
the
it that
fall
year.
from the
Yeah.
other movies. We just
And
took
put
all
it
the
in
fall.
yours.
Oh, and
I
you guys,
never wanted to go to a fall festival more than that movie. I'm like, I
Yeah.
want to go to a fall
I
festival.
want to go to that fall festival.
Mhm,
Like I walked
mhm.
on set, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it was
It's so cute.
And then it was so cute. And I have just never eaten more than on that movie. I don't know if you remember every scene, I'm like eating caramel apples or I'm eating like and I loved it.
Yeah.
This is heaven. It was like
Yeah.
all the
Wasn't there
fall stuff.
chili or something like that?
Mhm.
All kinds of fall. I don't remember,
Yeah.
but everything fall you could possibly want. But same with that one. So it's like last Vermont Christmas, we were filming into the spring, and then like the later it got, the warmer it got. That one was the opposite. We were at the end of summer in Utah. So like the longer filming
Yeah.
went on, the colder it got. So by the time we got to that scene where we did the hayride, we were so cold. It was the last night. We were like, perfect timing.
Yeah.
It was just great.
I like that hayride. That's fun.
That was cute.
Yeah.
It was so
Yeah.
fun. It was a real hayride. Like it was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
fun. I still pinch myself over some of these things. I'm like, oh.
When you have a lot of outdoor scenes like that, do you have to do most of those ADR?
No, not really depends. It depends on exterior noise and how much they can clean up and post. So not as much as you think.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. But I love those questions. Keep coming.
Yeah.
Ladies, I have a feeling I know what your number one.
Yeah. We have the same
Mhm.
number one. This is
We
so
have the
exciting.
same number one.
Timeless Christmas.
Timeless
is number
Christmas.
one. Da-da-da-da.
Girl, thank you.
Yes.
Love that
I think
one.
this was really good. I've now seen it a couple times, and I think that it's a perfect pairing and it's a perfect role for Ryan. This is his sweet spot, doing this kind of basically Mr. Darcy kind of esque type roles. That's where like I said, that's his sweet spot. And so I thought he was great, and he had like just enough of the sort of fish out of water kind of things that was funny and enjoyable. And my only like flaw with this, I kind of wish that it wasn't a TV movie, so that it could be a little longer and a little, we could have it be a little more stretched out. But within the confines of what they're doing, I think they did a good job. I want to read the book because I bet it's a lot of fun, and maybe expands, on some of those things that I really enjoyed. But yeah, I mean, it's very similar to like Kate and Leopold, which I've always felt was very underrated. And so I enjoyed the whole idea of this gentleman from the 19th century coming in and into this world, and then your chemistry. And I also liked sort of the side story of the two actors. I thought that was good, and something that was a little different that you don't normally see, that kind of story between a married couple struggling, what they're doing. I felt like that was good. It was just a fun movie. What do you think, Caroline?
Oh, I love like the scene with getting pizza, I think. And like he was like murder, like, or robbery, roadway robbery or something like that. I'm like, that was so funny. I was like, that so cute. And I love the time travel, like, because I miss like the magic in some of the Hallmark movies, and I thought that brought it back at least some. And the chemistry was amazing, and I want y'all to do more movies together.
I agree. I love, like, to say I love Ryan Pavey and Ron Oliver, who directed it, would be such an understatement. And, Nelson Wong and the supporting cast, Zaf and, oh my God, beautiful, beautiful Brandy, like the couple you were talking about. It's just, it was this magical, and like you guys, every bit of joy and happiness you see on screen was because that set, and we filmed it in the pandemic. We were like one of the first movies to come back. So it was kind of like, everybody was like, but it was still the most loving, fun. Oh, and then that dress, that purple dress.
Yeah, I was
do you
gonna
know
ask you
that-
about the dress.
did you know they made that for me, handmade it?
Wow.
The wardrobe designer for the movie, she looked up vintage dresses of that period and had a dressmaker with her, literally designed it and made it for me. It was amazing.
Did you get to keep it?
No, they kept it. I think at one point we talked about it, but it was also, it's like, I'm not kidding, it's like 20 pounds. So I was like, I don't know how I'll get this, because it was in Vancouver. I was like, I don't know how I'll get this back to America, and also when I'll wear it again. But now I'm kind of like, I wish I had. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
because you could have done some awesome cosplay with it.
Seriously,
Yeah.
it's unreal.
You could have the dress and have like some makeup on and make yourself like the you could make yourself like a zombie, like a 19th century zombie. Yeah.
Oh,
That would be really good. Yeah. Like
Well,
zombie Elizabeth Bennett.
I have to make a couple
Oh
calls.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wondered about that dancing scene. Is that hard when you have to learn that kind of dancing?
you know, we didn't really have to learn that much. We just kind of went on the day. We just kind of went 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then like, and then my puppy's outside my office window eating something, which is always a mysterious thing to see. Like, what has she got? Yeah, it was really, that was pretty easy actually. And I think because I had done Mr. Darcy, and I think, and I danced, that was actually, that was fine. Yeah.
Yeah. This was a bit of a risk, I feel like, for Hallmark, and I don't know if they maybe felt more confident because it had been a book at first, so it kind of had but it's had that foundation of a book, but they usually don't do stories that are so
magical,
with fantasy elements and things
love
like
that.
Yeah.
And
So
it
whimsical.
went over because it was a risk. And that's what they said when they were doing it. They were like, well, it's going to go one of two ways. And it actually ended up going the great way. And we got such a good response from fans. And and we just kept the whole time. It was so wonderful on set. We kept going, let's do a sequel. Let's do a sequel. Let's do a sequel. And then it just didn't end up happening. But I'm like, oh, I still want to do a sequel.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, you could
Maybe
do
you
it
can
like
tell
a
them
different holiday.
Maybe you could tell them that
Like
they got
fall.
number 1 for both of us.
Yeah.
It's true though, right? Like the fan response. I'm like, we did joke around. It was like a timeless Christmas. Then we were like a timeless wedding, a timeless,
Mm-hmm. Do a fall festival, timeless fall. There you go.
That would be fun.
A timeless fall.
I would watch that. I
Mhm.
mean, it almost felt like watching an episode of Doctor Who to me. Kind of had that feel. Because there's Doctor Who episodes where they go back in time. Like there's one where they go and meet Charles Dickens for there's the Christmas Carol episode. It's really fun. What do you have a favorite? Are you
I can't.
It's too hard.
It's like I can't. That's like when you ask a parent their favorite child and they're like, I don't have a favorite, they're all my favorite. And you're like, yes, you do. You secret do.
We all know. You do.
I will say I really love them all, and I really love all my co-stars, and that if I could do a sequel of any one of them, it would be A Timeless Christmas.
Yeah.
Mm.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, we asked our Twitter followers what they thought, and we got an incredible response, of course. And I will read some of those.
Aww.
We have Scott from Waiting in the Pumpkin Patch. He says, number 1, Timeless Christmas. I read the book first and I pictured Erin playing Megan, so that was a real treat when she did. Number 2,
Scott.
Love. Yes. Number 2, Love, Fallen Order. Number 3, Mystery 101, Killer Timing. So good that I think Erin could have a spin-off mystery series as Kate Coulson, FBI. So there you go.
I would love that. Dear Hallmark, I hope you're listening.
Yeah.
I think Kate Cole has some good stories to tell.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Love, Fallen Order. Missy Lynn Coulter says, easy, Sleigh Bells Ring. Tawny says, Timeless Christmas, Secret Ingredient, Love, Fall, and Order, not Hallmark, but I absolutely adored the Lifetime movie Random Acts of Christmas. We got a lot of Random Acts of Christmas love.
Oh,
You and Kevin should do a Hallmark movie together.
I agree.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that would
I
be
would
good.
love that.
Mm-hmm.
So
for you
Michelle says my
guys.
absolute favorite Erin Cahill movie for Hallmark is A Timeless Christmas, followed by The Secret Ingredient, and concluding with Love, Fall, and Order. Our friend Elise Murray says, I'm excited for her new one every time a bell rings, but Love, Fall, and Order is so good. Definitely at the top of my ranking.
Oh,
Brian R says, Love, Fall, and Order and The Secret Ingredient as the favorites. Let's see.
thanks, guys.
And Bez says all of them. Those are her favorites. Now Plain
my
Hallmark
favorite.
says number 1, Love, Fall, and Order. Number 2, Last Vermont Christmas. Number 3, The Secret Ingredient. And number 4, A Timeless Christmas. So
That's interesting.
And then,
That's
yeah. So then Hallmark Heartbeat says Secret Ingredient, Love, Fall, and Order, Timeless Christmas is her order. Let me read a couple more. Michelle Benson, our friend, says Love, Fall, and Order is her favorite. And then Missy Hardy says Hallmark would be Timeless Christmas. Overall would be Random Acts of Christmas, but that one was Lifetime. So I don't know, Caroline, would you put Random Acts of Christmas number 1
Oh,
if you were including it?
if I was including it, yes. Mhm.
Mhm.
Number 1.
I think I would put it 2. I do really enjoy it though. It is good.
Mhm.
Really good.
wow,
Yeah.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
I know, naughty. I
Well,
love
and
how-
those Thanksgiving tacos, I've never forgotten that.
Oh yeah, it was the waffle with turkey. It was a Thanksgiving dinner on a waffle, mashed potatoes, turkey, cranberry gravy. It was actually delicious.
It
I was like,
sounds delicious.
you guys need to start this as like an actual thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've remembered it all these years later. The random food that was eaten in the movie because it sounded so good.
So good.
All right. A couple more. AG Curtis says, I really like Timeless Christmas. Love, Fall, and Order was good too.
Aw.
So let's see here. And Jackie Jarrow says, Love, Fall, and Order is my favorite. So a lot of Love, Fall, and Order. Love and Timeless Christmas. Just
Yeah,
great
no, I've heard it too.
movies. So well, thank you so much for coming and doing this ranking. We really appreciate it. We had a lot of fun. And I guess we should go over our rankings real quick. So I have at number 1, Timeless Christmas. Number 2, Last Vermont Christmas. 3, Love, Fall, and Order. 4, Sleigh Bells Ring. And 5, The Secret Ingredient. What about you?
I had A Timeless Christmas at 1, Love, Fall, and Order 2, 3, Sleigh Bells Ring, 4, Secret Ingredient, and 5, Last Vermont Christmas. But they're all so good.
Yeah. So Erin, what do you think of our rankings?
I love seeing the differences and why you pick them and what you respond to. I love learning about this from people and what they, what they like better and what, I'm like, Caroline, my sister, my story this year is about sisters because I have a sister. And so I wonder if you're not going to like it as much, but
I want sisters. I like seeing close bonds with the sisters. So yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder, it's super interesting. I'm like, yeah. How's that going to go?
For the most part, we enjoy these. We wouldn't be doing a Hallmark podcast if we didn't enjoy most of these movies.
That's true. You'd be torturing yourself every week.
Okay. A bad Hallmark movie is still better than no Hallmark movie. That's what I always say.
Oh, I love that.
But none of these are bad. So
yes.
Thank you.
Well,
that actually means a lot because sometimes they can't
Watch them all
be.
again.
Oh,
and
girls, thank you so much.
Don't forget the snow room movie.
The snow room movie. It's like when you look, it's very tiny. That's its title. Very tiny. Oh, girls, thank you so
Aw.
much for having me. And I love that you guys do this and it's so fun. And it's like a little nerve wracking. You're like, oh, what's going to be the bottom
Yeah.
one? Oh, you know.
Yes, you're
I'm-
very
I'm
brave. We admire the actors who have done this and
Mhm.
continue to do it. So thank you so much. We have a lot of fun doing it, and we're excited for the new movie coming up. I don't know if you can tell us anything about it or any yeah.
It's a little different. It's like a little more drama, which I love because that's, you know, my
Mhm.
roots. I just hope you like it.
Yeah.
It pushes the envelope a little bit in different ways.
Ooh.
I wanted my friends to be more represented.
Mhm.
And I have a very diverse group of friends in all kinds of different ways. So there's some of that in there. So I'm excited about it. I'm
That's
really
great
excited.
news.
Can't wait
Yeah,
to see you
we're-
and Wes together. That's been on my list for a while. You and Wes. So
Oh,
yeah.
I know
Oh,
Wes
I didn't know he was
years.
the co-star.
Yep.
Oh,
I've known
great.
Wes
We
for
love
years
him.
and years. So yeah, he's awesome. He's
Mhm.
so
He did
great.
one of these rankings.
He did?
Yeah, he
He's
did.
what
Yeah.
a fun, he's so fun, right?
Mhm.
Like I
Yeah,
just
we
felt
love
like
him.
I want to do another movie with Wes because I was producing as well. So I had so many hats on. I wasn't fully like, I couldn't just like play with him, but he's so playful. Like every time he was on set, he was just playing. So, what are you doing,
We're
baby?
we're almost done.
You're definitely on camera. My husband just crawled in. For those of us who can't see, literally crawled in. It's in my closet.
Hey,
What are you
I need an HDMI cable.
getting?
That is funny.
that is gold.
I'll have to do a movie that's kind of. Do you want to say hi?
Hi, Erin Cahill's
Hi.
husband.
I love you.
Well,
Oh, that's
we're
amazing.
excited for the new movie. It's gonna be super fun, and just excited for Christmas to start. I can't believe it's so weird because they're starting next week, and we haven't gotten hardly any previews or anything because they haven't announced the slate, and so I don't know. We just feel it's like it doesn't feel like it's coming next week, but it is. I don't know,
It's crazy, right? That it's next week, and I'm so grateful because I'm more of a traditionalist. Like I think personally, I like it when Christmas starts on like Thanksgiving night or the night after Thanksgiving. Like to me, that is the month of Christmas.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we're because do you know our date? We're mid-November. I don't know if I'm allowed to say
Oh,
it
okay.
officially. But we're a little after mid-November. So we're just like a week from Thanksgiving, which makes me I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah.
closer.
Yeah,
That's closer.
good.
So no, originally they wanted us to be Halloween weekend, and I was like, that's Halloween. So I'm really grateful that because I love Halloween. Like, can we do Halloween rom-coms? I know they were done
You
in the
should
past.
do one. You should do one.
I would love that. I love Halloween.
Yeah, they've only really done one, which was
That was Ashley, right? Ashley.
Yeah,
Mhm.
which is Ashley's. Yeah,
Yeah.
One
That's
of my
the only one.
favorites. Mhm.
that I can think of that had like trick or treating and stuff like that. Anyway,
Okay.
thank you
We
so much
digress.
for coming. We really appreciate you doing this with us. And do you have social media or anything like that you want to share?
Yes, on every platform, I'm the Erin Cahill. Changed it so just be easy peasy. You can find me that way. And yeah, just thank you for having me, and thank you for being so supportive, and every fan out there listening, watching, just thank you from the bottom of my heart. I've been so embraced by the Hallmark community. I've only done 5 Hallmark movies, but I feel so like part of the family. So I'm really, really grateful. Well, 6 if you count Mystery 101. But
Yeah.
I feel really, I love you all, and yay. And ladies, I'm so happy to spend this time with you.
Yes.
And let us
Yeah.
know in the comment section what your rankings would be. We'd love to hear, or on Twitter. And Caroline, where can people find you?
You can find me at Twitter at MitaCarolineR.
And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So please check that out. Also, make sure you're following the podcast at Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all over social media. And if you're listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. That really helps us a lot. And if you are watching on YouTube, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that so much. We also have our patron group, which is a lot of fun, and our merch store with tons of new festive designs. Please take a look. And thanks so much, Erin. We really, really appreciate it. And we'll hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. Bye,
Yes,
everyone.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas. Bye, girl.